Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Good morning, everybody. Let's make sure you can see me. Good? Okay. So, I promised you a video on the install of the MP alternator kit onto the fan shroud, how to put it all together, so on and so forth. I was going to do that, but this would have been a 2-hour video. Again, first time ever doing this. I'm watching different YouTube videos. There are no instructions. Let's start with that. When you open up the box, there's no instructions on how to do this. There are several things you are going to want to buy for sure that go with this. So let's start there. What this doesn't include, okay? On the back side of the alternator, on the fan side, where the tins, where these slide onto, there are 2 studs coming out of the back of this. If you are like me and either threw away your generator with the fan, like we did somehow, or don't have a generator and the parts and everything to swap over, you will be missing 2 6mm nuts and 2 flat washers. Okay, you need those to tighten down the tins, these chrome tins, onto the alternator. Okay, so make sure you have those. I went to the hardware store this morning. I believe it cost me, I think it was like $2 for everything. It might have been less. I bought a box of Whoppers. So you need those for starters. The next thing that you're going to need, I'm going to rock this forward. Okay. I'm going to point. The next thing you're going to need is this nut with the actual sleeve that goes on the inside of this. That the fan itself slides over. Okay. That sleeve, if you buy the aftermarket one, I'm sure the factory ones fit a little better. And they also come with these wavy washers. Okay. If you buy the aftermarket one like I did, I think it was empty, it doesn't want to slide over the little keyway, which is this guy on the shaft. Okay. Very well. So we had to tap it on, which took some time. We ended up using a large socket to go over and tap down, so we were coming down flat. That took some time. Just in the pure one, we haven't done it before, and 2, we almost screwed anything up. So that was that. The next thing that I ran into that was a problem was I didn't have a fan because for some reason we threw ours away. So what that means is I had to go buy one from Fisher Buggies, Tony at Fisher Buggies, thank you very much. And that's great, except the fan itself, the metal fan here, didn't want to slide over that spacer very well. And it's got to slide over and slide down. Okay. I had to take a file, okay, and file down on the spacer, just a little, all the way around that spacer to knock off any burrs and to make sure that it was smooth. In doing that, that allowed the fan to slide over, which is great. But you are going to need spacers. These little flat spacers, washers, they're about this big, okay? But they're not that thick. I used 4. So basically how this goes, the two chrome 10s go on with the two 6mm nuts, okay? And then that spacer goes on, okay? You got to get that over the shaft. And then I used 4. I've seen people use 2, I've seen people use 3. I ended up having to use 4 to not rub spacers, and then the fan goes over. The fan goes over, you use 1 washer over the nut, over the spacer, into the spacer once this is on, and then 1 with the waves going up, okay, going up and out of these wavy washers. And then you put this nut on. I believe the factory torque specs are like 33 to 35, something like that on this. I just tightened it down with a socket. I've seen some guys say just use an impact. I don't want to break anything. So we did that, which got this on. Great. And knock this back over here. It's kind of heavy, actually, too. So then you have your pulley, okay? And how I put this, I'll show you here. This I can do, for sure. Okay. So you want to take the first part of your pulley, put it down over the keyway. It fit pretty good, okay? Then you want to take the remainder of your little flat washers I was telling you about. And this is what I saw in a video. You just slide them right over like so. And then you take your pulley. This is the bottom side, guys. Boom. You take your little cover here, right over. You take your acorn nut, spin it on there. From what I understand, this is your adjustment for the belt. Okay, that's where your belt's going to go. So you got some play here. Tighten this down, so on and so forth. So that got this on. Then I put the clamp on. I just undid it here and slid it over. And then something that I did, because this, again, this is another thing this doesn't include, this kit, the bolts, where it bolts onto the fan shroud. Now I had my original, rusty, nasty, greasy bolts. I didn't want to use those. So I chased my threads with the old bolts because I knew it would fit. And then these came with my 10s, my new 10 kit. So I went ahead and put them in, and they are flathead screw, and they just look a lot better. It kind of flows with this. I also have 2 left I'm going to use for my coil bracket. So things you're going to need: 2 6mm nuts, okay, and 2 flat washers that are going to go over the studs on the back of the alternator, okay. Kit does not include these. If you have your alternator or generator that you took off, it probably has them, and you can just reuse those. You can't see them. The fan goes over it, they disappear. You're going to need to reuse your fan, or buy a new one. If you reuse your fan, make sure you clean it really well. You can paint it. I got this fan from Fisher Buggies for $35. I don't know if it's worth cleaning for $35, because once you get the buildup on the fan blades, it gets it out of balance, and then it starts to move, starts to vibrate a little bit. And once it does that, it's like your tire being out of balance in your car, right? And once it starts to do that, then it starts to rub, and you get not as good a cooling as you should have. So you need the nuts and the washers, 6 mils. You need to reuse your fan. You're going to need the spacer and bolt kit with the, I believe it's a hub kit, for with the wavy spacer here. You're going to need that. I got mine from Empty. I think it was $5. Not like it's a lot of money, but when you go to buy these and it gives you the options, do you want this, and this? Yes, you do. The one thing I bought too many of was the alternator or generator keyway. I did not need these. There was 2 on here, worked great, no issues, but I have spares. I think they were $1. The other thing you're going to need is a spacer kit with all those flat spacers like I just showed you that are under here. You're going to need a bunch for under here. You're also going to need somewhere between 1 and 4, maybe 5, on the other side of this, on the fan. Really, it might not hurt to have 2 packs of those. I think they were a couple dollars. I think it's worth the money. So yeah, that's what it was missing. Oh, and you need your bolts here unless you're going to reuse the ones you have. What it does include, okay, are the 2 10s, the 2 chrome 10 covers, your strap for your mount, the alternator, this nut and spacer here. It includes those. It includes the pulley, you know, the basics for what you're going to have to do here, and it includes the mount. I went ahead and changed out my, I don't even know what I would call it, but that gasket you saw in part A, when I did the mount, that's got the fin, so when you pull the oil in, you know, fins have to be orientated correctly. I would change that just to do it, general maintenance. Why not? Super easy. There's a metal gasket and there's paper gasket, basically. Otherwise, I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and mount my coil after this video, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and slide this on, see how it fits. I might have to remove the carburetor already put on, but we'll see. Yeah, just kind of do a general wipe down of this and mount my 10 bolts here, and hopefully we're in. I think I'm going to try to get the belt on today as well. Get the carburetor kind of in, I'm going to run to O'Reilly's and get the fuel lines. Try to get that plumbed in to the fuel pump, and just generally get ready for when our clutch and starter get here, so we can mount our clutch, flywheel, and starter, and see if this thing runs. I've never heard it run. I've looked inside it. It's mint from what I can see. Spins over by hand really easy. I really have 0 shaft play, very little. So we'll see what happens. But this is the alternator install. I apologize for not filming step by step by step by step. I just didn't want to lose you guys in a 12-hour video here. It literally has taken us all morning, between running to the hardware store to get nuts and washers, to having to file things down, running back and forth to the garage to get different things. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it's not terrible. And when you're using pretty much aftermarket parts, you know, I mean, they have especially with Volkswagens, and they have a tendency to not fit perfect 100% of the time. So you have to finesse them a little bit and make them work. And that's what we found ourselves doing on a few things here. But all in all, everything fits tight. Silencers are tight. Everything's tightened down other than this. And ready to get this on. So one of the next videos you see, Ron has been doing body work for the last 3 days on the driver's side. So the front of the car, front of the thing, the driver's side of the thing, the entire driver's side, and half of the back of the thing. And we are planning on priming that hopefully tonight. And I will get you a video of that, and included with that will also be all of this stuff installed. I'm going to do here in a minute, and so it should be kind of fun. Should be something interesting to see. So yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Hope you have a great day, and we'll have another video for you here soon. There should be a couple up today, so check them out. And please like and subscribe, and check out our new logo. My wife Megan made for us last night. She made the new Browns Riding Custom logo, and the car that's in the middle of it is my dad's old 1930 Ford two-door sedan that was flamed by Bill Rail, and was a pretty special car to us. And so that's our logo, and so check it out. So hope you have a great day, and